my marriage just wasn't working out, I moved back in with my parents, and I felt like my life was over because I had left a career in Nashville, the life that I thought I was going to have with this person whom I loved and I still love. And I was living with my parents. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I just turned 30. And I started working for my best friend's bread company, just delivering bread because I didn't have a job and it was part-time, it was easy. And every morning I would walk into the bakery and she would give me a bagel and I would just like sob over this bagel while I drove her car all around town just delivering this bread. And I would just sing in the car because that was the only thing that was making me happy.
Welcome to Love Magic Miracles. I'm Alina GG. And if you're a soul-led entrepreneur who wants to make a big impact in the world, you're in the right place. And if you'd love to weave feminine embodiment into your everyday and quantum leap every area of your business and love life to new heights, then plug into these conversations with these inspiring thought leaders and hit subscribe, comment, like, and share with someone you care about today. Hello, it's Alina Gigi, and I have a very special guest for you today. I have Mandy Brooke. She is an entertainer and a viral social media sensation. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh
It's
my
so lovely
gosh.
to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, so you've just recorded another little music video, a parody called Sides,
It's
Please. Is it Sides, Please?
it's sides, bitch. It's actually it's not a parody. It's just an original rap that I made up last year during Thanksgiving. And it was weird. The chorus came to me. I ain't a side chick, but I'm a sides bitch. Mashed potatoes, extra gravy on my plate. You dig? And
Yes.
it went really viral after I posted it, but it was way too late to do anything with it last year. Because
Oh,
it was like the day before Thanksgiving, I think. And then this year I forgot about it, honestly, and I reposted it, I think last not this past Monday, but the other Monday, and it went viral again, and people were like, "You need to make a full version." And I was like, "Okay, I could do this." So I wrote the entire thing that Monday. I
wow.
recorded it at my house, and then I did the graphics on Wednesday. I met with my producer on Thursday, mixed it down. He was amazing. His name's Daniel Martin. He's great. And then I turned it into my distributor on Friday morning, and I was just praying to God that it would release by the weekend, and it did. And so it had 4 or 5 days to, like, live its life because it was right before Thanksgiving, but it was great. Like, it got 25,000 streams on Spotify alone, just, and that's the most I've ever gotten. And yeah, it really, like, built my Spotify, it built up my Apple Music profile, and I'm really thankful for it, and it's been a wild week.
Aw, congratulations. Yeah, and this
Thank
is just
you so much.
you being you and expressing yourself and your vibrancy, and that's what excites me so much is that I feel like by you stepping into your full self-expression, it just gives other people permission to just not only do the same, but just to relax and breathe and go, "Okay, we're just having this human experience here, but we can have fun." Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all about fun for me and playfulness. I think a
Mhm.
lot of my I f a lot of my feminine energy comes from being very playful, and I'm playful with people in relationships and my friendships, and I definitely wanna show that that's possible no matter what I part of, like, your life you're in. You can always
Mhm.
find the play and the joy in everything, and that's what I
Mhm.
wanna show people in my content.
Oh, well, it definitely comes through. Yeah, it's
Thanks.
great. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's start with okay, so you did have a record deal at one stage for like 11 years in Nashville, is that right?
It was, I was in publishing, so I had a
Okay.
publishing deal for a while when I,
Okay.
moved to Nashville,
Mhm.
and then I left it because nobody ever knew what to do with me. I was just writing so many different types of songs, and I wasn't really, like, a country gal, but I also wasn't, like, pop all the way either, and so
Mhm.
when I would meet with publishers or labels, they were like, "Yeah, we like you, we just don't know what to do with you,"
Mhm.
and now it used to be a bad thing back in the day, but now in the age of social media, you can be whoever you want to be. And so I found it very, very encouraging. So now I just do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want to. And it's
Yes.
fun. And
Mm.
I'm just so thankful for the platform that I have now.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, it's so empowering and fun. Yeah, great. And so
Mhm.
you're also a curves model and actress.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
did a little bit of modeling in my past, and I my dream is to walk a very cool runway. I don't know when and I don't know how, but, like, I have a Spotify playlist that I play when I exercise, and whenever I play that Spotify playlist, I think of me walking down a runway, fashion model, or a curves model or whatever. Because I have a very good
Mhm.
walk. When I was signed with
Mm.
my modeling agency in Nashville, they were like, "You have such a good walk." I'm like, "I know."
Just need a platform to strut.
I
Yeah,
just need a
great.
platform to strut on it.
Mm.
So yeah, I did a little bit of curves modeling and quite a bit of acting in short films and just building my resume right before I left Nashville. Um,
Yeah.
and that was I love being on set. I love acting. It's one
It's
of my favorite
awesome.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Mm.
When I was 12, my acting coach was Kate Blanchett. Um,
Shut up.
mm-mm. Yeah, she's
Oh.
amazing. And then years later, I wrote her a letter and she wrote back to me. And
Mhm.
she was just like, I followed her career all the way along, like, because I saw her graduation performance from theatre school and like her early theatre performances and just saw her evolve into this like amazing, authentic actress. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But yeah,
That
it's
is
fun.
amazing that Kate Blanchett was your acting coach.
I know, right? It was
What was
all
the
downhill from there. No, just joking.
what was one of the lessons that you took from those times with her?
Okay, well, I remember this moment where the exercise with the ball and you throw the ball to the other person and like, you, you, you. And it was just a moment of like focused intention. So that's all I really remember.
Oh, wow. How old were you?
12. Yeah.
You were 12?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
God, I
Yeah.
need to just throw that ball now.
Ah.
If I ever meet Kate Blanchett, I'm gonna have a ball with me and just, like, throw it at her. "You." This is from Alina.
Yeah, she'll be like, who? Um, okay, so I want to dive into your spiritual daily practice.
Mhm.
So you're a meditator, you're a good manifester. What can you share with the audience that can help them step into what they want? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I realized, that I was always working against my natural design. I don't know if you're familiar with human design, but,
Yeah.
for your listeners, I would highly suggest them to take the quiz online and figure out what human design type they are. There can be one of 4 and or 5, I think. I'm a manifesting generator, which basically means I when I'm passionate about something in the moment, that's when the magic happens. And
Mm.
my whole life, I always was trying to structure things, trying to plan things out, trying to control the chaos of my creativity because it's very chaotic. My brain is constantly going all the time. And it was actually working against me because it was making me feel less than when I had more than enough in my mind. And I was just trying to control it too much. So as soon as I just let it go and I let myself just be who I was, that's when all the magic started happening and my manifestation started to come to fruition. And a lot of that happened after I started meditating. I go through periods of meditating every day and periods of not. Right now, I'm in a period of not, and I really need to get back into it. And it's a relationship with yourself. You know, you ebb and flow with it. But when you're really consistent with a meditation practice, it really just opens you up completely to who your highest self is. Um, I remember I was learning from my spiritual teacher, Chandresh Bardwaj. He hosts the Leela Show podcast. He's great. And I remember being in such a broken state when I was learning from him. and he teaches like tantric practices and such. A lot of people have their opinions on tantra. It's not all about sex, y'all. It's about mindfulness and everything. And um just learning from him and understanding how to communicate with yourself was a huge thing for me. I think I was always just very blind to what I needed and what my body needed. And when you meditate and when you're just mindful every day,
Mhm.
you just become very attuned to, what do I feel like doing today? What is going to promote my highest self today? Well, I feel like writing a song today rather than doing my taxes. And then the next day I may wake up and be like, "Okay, I'm really ready to do some admin work. Let's do my taxes." Like,
Mhm.
and I've realized that everything that I was always stressing about getting done, I need the structure. It gets done. It gets done if I just let myself be. And meditation has been a huge, huge thing for me. And when I'm in periods of not meditating, I'm still extremely mindful. I do breathing practices. The breath of fire is one of my favorites. And I also, I do a lot of like feminine breathing too. I call it feminine breathing. I don't really, there's no gender. It's when I say feminine or masculine, it's not a gender oriented thing. Anybody could do it. But I really feel very, I know this sounds kind of weird, but I feel very attached to my womb.
Mhm.
And so when I'm in my bed, I will breathe in really, really deeply and I will feel it in my womb and I imagine like a golden light like in my womb and then I let it go and then I fill it up and then I let it go. Because as a manifesting generator, my human design, I operate from the sacral chakra, the sacral center, and that's where women like really thrive. That's where their creativity and their passion comes from. And so I always try to be mindful of that area of my body and
Mm.
do breathing practices to aid it. It's a very long-winded question or
No, thank
answer.
you. That's a great tip to connect more with the womb space, yeah. That's a
Mhm.
portal
And
to
I
life, yeah.
exactly, it's a portal to life. And
Mhm.
another thing that I have come to be familiar with in this last year of my life has been, my cycles. I've always been very acutely aware of, my period and stuff, but our as women, we have such power within the weeks of the month. I didn't realize that right before I ovulate, like, I'm really not very motivated to do much. I really wanna snuggle and kind of be nesting and feel comfortable. But then
Mm.
right after my ovulation cycle, that is when all of my creativity comes out. That's when, like, I'm feeling motivated and all of these hormones and I think it's the progesterone. I'm not sure all the
Mhm.
hormonal names, but that's when I feel really motivated. And so I don't really dog myself or get down on myself for feeling shitty like
Mhm.
during a week because that's just kind of our cycle. And I
Mhm.
know that that period of productivity is coming and I just have to let myself like be it. Another thing that I've realized that attuning to my cycle is I do not do any meetings or any interview, nothing during my period. I cannot I literally cannot form sentences during when I have my period.
Mm.
And I just take that time as like a time of very sacred rest for me, especially since, I do experience pain. And now that I've been doing that for myself, the pain isn't as bad. Like the hormonal cramps and stuff, it just kind of they ease away. And it's just all about, like, letting your body flow and letting the energy, like, flow through you and not try to control it.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, our energy resets once a month, and with men, their energy resets every 24 hours, so they can get up, push through, because they know they're gonna get another burst of energy the next day. We
Mhm,
can't do that. When we keep pushing through, we get into burnout, we have health problems, and society in general, the way it's structured is more in that masculine doing kind of way, but we need to kind of come back and be and allow and just tune in. And then, ironically,
mhm.
like you said, things fall into place. Things get done. We get help. We receive help. All of that. So Yeah, it's such a good point. Yeah.
When you leave space, things just manifest for you. You know, I don't know if you listen to Tony Jones.
Yeah.
She does affirmation music. She was the first person to do affirmation music. She's the OG. Um, and one of her lyrics, it says, "Rest is a revolution, not a luxury." And
Mm.
I think about that all the time. It's like, rest is a revolution. Let me rest today because tomorrow I'm gonna be gearing and ready to go if I just let
Mhm.
my brain rest. And
Mhm.
that's hard for me because, girl, I got severe ADHD. I am here, there, everywhere all the time. But I really try to rest.
Mm.
It's amazing. It's a revolution.
Mm, beautiful. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you've got like a little doggy that is your best friend, is that right?
Oh, yes, Rosie. I wonder if she's gonna come in. She is my little elf on a shelf. I love her so much. I
Wow,
she
nice.
she's just the light of my life. She is my baby, and, I got her when I had just gotten married, and I'm no longer married, of course. I think a lot of people know that by now, but I I got her when I had first gotten married, and she was severely abused, and she
Mm.
was coming from, like, a household that was very chaotic, and I just remember, like, the first time that I she started trusting me for sure, for
Mm.
real, and it
Mm.
was I
Mm.
picked her up from the vet after getting her fixed, and she ran up to me and pissed all over me. She was so happy because she really, really believed in her little soul that I was not coming back for her, and
Mm.
it was, like, 2 weeks after I had gotten her, and that cemented me. I feel like I imprinted on her that moment. Anyway, she's the light of my life, and I love her more than anything. I love her.
Mm. Beautiful. Wow.
My mom
Mm.
loves her too. She is our baby.
Oh, nice. Yeah, your mum makes an appearance on your podcast, Broken Bitches Guide. Everyone check it out. It's awesome. And, have you always had a great relationship with your mum? You've always had a lot of fun and play there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom and I are really best friends.
Nice.
She was such a good mom when I was growing up, and one of the things she always said to me was, "I'm your mother, not your friend," when I was younger.
Mhm.
And that always gave me, like, a lot of structure, while I was growing up, and then once I got into my 20s, then we became, like, besties. We talk about stuff. We talked about everything before, but in just a different way. And so
Mhm.
I feel very lucky to have had a mom that, provided me that structure while I was a child, but then also became a friend later on.
Mhm.
She's great. Oh, she's like, "Hey, are you talking about me?"
Oh, great.
You're welcome, bitch." That's what she just "Thanks, mom." Oh.
Uh, and, so just let's circle back to your, so your marriage, and then with that was quite a turning point, wasn't it, when you went through your divorce and you were working for your friend's bread company and you were, like, crying in the van, and then you had a breakthrough or did this song and you went viral or something? Do you wanna tell that
Yes.
story? I like that story.
Thank you. It it was quite a harrowing experience. I decided that my marriage just wasn't working out, and I moved back in with my parents, and I felt like my life was over because I had left a career in Nashville, the life that I thought I was going to have with this person whom I loved and I still love. And I was living with my parents. I'm like, "What am I doing with my life?" I just turned 30, and I started working for my best friend's bread company, just delivering bread because I didn't have a job, and it was part-time, it was easy, and every morning I would walk into the bakery, and she would give me a bagel, and I would just, like, sob over this bagel while I drove her car all around town just delivering this bread, and I would just sing in the car because that was the only thing that was making me happy, and I would make up songs. I've always made up songs for my whole life. I was a professional songwriter for a long time, and then, just silly things would just come into my head whenever, and that was the only thing that made me laugh, and then I was walking around with Candace, who was the bread company owner, I think we were in a Target, and I sang her this boob sweat song that I had made up, and she's like, "You need to post that." And I said, "I mean, I guess. I don't know." And before I posted that parody, I had been posting pretty regularly, not for the intention to go viral or anything like that, but just to kinda get my creative juices out. I was doing car karaokes and,
Yeah.
uh, just little tidbits about my life and just kind of opening up about it, and it felt quite freeing. But after I posted that boob sweat parody, it's called Humidity. That's when my page just, like, blew up, and that was the summer of June 13th of 2022, and it changed everything. So, I went from January of that year not knowing what the fuck I was doing with my life to September or sorry, November of that year, I was flying back up to Nashville to host an event for NBC for The Voice, and I'm like, the shift that happened in my life in under a year was mind-blowing, and I remember walking up on that stage and thinking like, "Wow, anything is fucking possible." Like, if you really just clear out what needs to be cleared and
Mm.
really stay true to who you are as a person and really listen to yourself and your intuition, then God will lead you where you're supposed to go. And it's been a wild ride since then. I mean, I've I've been so grateful for the platform that I have and the audience that I've built and, the brand deals and the things that allow me to be able to travel the world and meet all of these people. Like, I still every day, I still can't believe that my life has turned out like this. Um, and it just keeps getting better and better. But at the same time, as as all at once, it's like the best things in my life have been happening, but also simultaneously the worst things in my life have been happening. And it's been kind of a mind fuck, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm. Yep.
But
I
there's always joy to be had, and even in the really bad times. And trust me, there have been some really dark times in these last 3 years. But,
Mhm.
um, I just try to see myself through them and dig myself out of the holes, and that's what I
Mm.
try to show people on my social media. I just wanna show people, like, you can dig yourself out too.
Yeah.
I was right where you were. It's sometimes I still feel like I'm right back where I was in January of 2022, even with the followers and, all of the things, but
Yeah.
it's it's a journey.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me, how did you, like, manifest going to, was it Monte Carlo with McLaren?
Oh my god, that was so nuts. I'm looking at my camera right now, I'm so red. I was outside for a little bit and I get sunburned so quickly. So I had met one of my best friends now, her name is Shallon Lester and Kelly Spencer. We met in Italy on my very first group trip ever. I had never traveled anywhere, and I met them on that trip, and Shallon, she was hosting, her group trip, and we clicked right away, and then all of a sudden, like, we kept in touch. I went to Italy again for a month, the following year, and then Shallon texted me, she's like, "Hey, do you wanna go to Monaco Grand Prix?" And I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, so and so has tickets and we're going and I can invite a couple people." And I'm like, "All right, let's go." And I told my mother when I got back from Italy, I'm like, "I'm going to Monaco in like a week." And she's like, "Oh God, we need to go to Dillard's." because, because Dillard's is a department store in United States. Because like there was no stores around here that would have the clothing that I would need in Monaco. And Dillard's was our stop, and it was crazy. And then during that time, I had called my friend Jack, in London. I met him through social media, and he's this, I mean, amazing stylist, designer, handbag specialist. And I asked him, "Hey, I'm gonna be stopping in London. will you help me like get ready for this event? I'm not I'm feel very unprepared for this." And he's like, "Absolutely, darling, please come and just we'll just have the best time in London." I'm like, "Okay." And I was there for about like a day and a half, and we went shopping, and we went to this, celebrity party, and I remember walking in with him, and he's like, "Darling, this is the who's who of the UK." I turned around, I'm like, "Good, 'cause I don't know anybody here, so that's fine." And I was dancing, and I was talking to everybody, and it really set the mood for Monaco, and then that next morning I left, and I I was in Nice, and then or sorry, Geneva, and then we flew private to Nice, and then we went to Monaco Grand Prix, and I went, we were in the McLaren section, VIP. It was crazy. My entire town of New Smyrna Beach knew that I was going to the Monaco Grand Prix. My neighbors came over to my house to my mom, and they were like, "Wait, Mandy's going to Monaco?" Like, it was very surreal experience, and it didn't hit me until I got back home. I remember being on the phone with my mom when I was in Monaco, and she was like, "How is it? What is it like? Blah, 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 blah." And I said, "It's beyond anything I've ever experienced before." I don't even have words for it because I've never seen this amount of wealth in my life.
Nice.
It like, people would win the Monaco Grand Prix, and then all of the yachts, I can't even believe I'm saying this, all of the yachts in the canal would just start beeping their horns. And I was hearing all of this horn symphony from all of these yachts, and I turn around, and one of the people we were with, he says, "Behold, the song of the rich." I was like, but it was crazy. It was a crazy experience, and something I hope not once in a lifetime. I hope I get to go there again. Um,
Mm,
but it was something to experience, especially from like a year prior where I was, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting in Monaco, and I'm like, "I can't believe this is my life right now." And I'm
mm,
with now one of my best friends who used to be my very favorite YouTuber, still is. Um, and now I'm sitting with her in Monaco with these fabulous women and these fabulous people, and what am I doing here? And then I realized, like, if you decide, you can just simply decide that you belong wherever
mhm,
you are, and then you belong.
mhm.
It
Yes,
was
amen.
it was a wild, wild time. Wild.
Wow, that sounds so much like so much fun. What else is front of mind for you at the moment?
Gosh, there's a lot. I feel like my next step is touring. I
Mhm,
think people really wanna hear me live, and I'm very excited about that because that's always been my life. I've always performed my music. Um, just really only in the last 4 years have I taken, like, a break from performing live, which
mhm,
coincidentally, I went viral on the internet and started a whole new career. So, but I think that people it's interesting, my best friends, when I talk to them who have known me forever, they're like, "It's really weird because your followers and stuff, they do not know who you really actually are. Like, they have
mm,
no idea, like, what you can do on stage." And I'm like, I'm excited to show them. I'm
mm,
really excited to show the world, like, who I actually am as a performer, because
mhm.
that's like my blood. Like, I love
Yeah,
doing that, and I've been
yeah,
missing it a lot.
mhm,
So, I've been waiting for, if to feel ready to do it again, because music really was such, a block for me for so long, and now that I feel like that gate has opened in a
mhm,
different way than I ever expected, I feel like I can go back out there and really give it my best and give it my all. So,
mm.
planning a set list, planning a tour, that's my next goal. That's what's forefront of my mind now.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Mhm.
that's great, yeah. Get out there,
Mhm.
yeah. You gonna come to Australia?
Sydney and Melbourne are 2 of my top cities.
Great.
So I love the Aussies. I love the Australians. They are so amazing. They are so giving and raw, they really get
Mhm.
my humor. And
Yeah.
really
That's true.
it's so fun. And
Yeah.
it's so cool too, because when I do, podcasts and when I talk to people like you, sometimes people think I think people have a preconceived notion that I'm going to be like this crazy annoying, or like comedic person, and I'm really just very normal and serious, sometimes serious. And so sometimes when people they talk to me, they're like, "I thought you were gonna be very different than how you are." So
Mm.
when sometimes when I say like, "Oh, I'm a comedian," I don't think people really register that when talk to me. But when I'm on stage, it's something different.
Mm. Oh, beautiful. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more about your retreats. You've got one in May in Greece coming up.
Mhm.
That's a bit exciting. You've got some spots left in that one, or?
Yes, I definitely have some spots left. I think, launching it during the holiday season was a little bit hard for people, but, if they want a Christmas gift, honey, let's go to Greece.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's still some early bird spots available, and that takes about $200 off the price of the trip,
Mhm.
and my sister's coming again. We went to Bali, on our first group trip, and that was the funnest trip ever, even though I got a little bit of E. coli and I was sick for a day. But, I mean, just the women were so close, like, we still group chat. So many of the girls made lifelong friends. A
Wow.
lot of them got tattoos on the trip, like, they were all in, and that's the type of environment that I want to give to people. And I wanna inspire people to start traveling because
Yeah.
that's a passion of mine. I love solo
Mhm.
traveling. And just getting around women who are passionate, who are ready to get out of their comfort zones and ready to make friends.
Mhm.
And that's what these trips are about. So come to Greece.
Mm,
Let's go.
yes.
Let's go,
Yes.
girl.
Ah, yes, please. I've never been to Greece, so yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah.
I'll send you the link, to add in the show notes so people can
Of course. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Well, anything else you're working on that you want me to share?
Absolutely. Well, I do have one song that I released. It was so funny. I released this the week before Sides Bitch came out, and I didn't know that Sides Bitch was gonna come out because it happened in, like, a matter of days. But I had released a very kid-friendly, honestly, a beautiful Christmas song called "Snow a Little." And it's not comedic at all, it was just something that really came from my heart. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written or been a part of writing, and, I released that, and it's doing well, but Sides Bitch kind of, like, exploded on social media, so now I'm like, "Okay, I gotta backtrack, I need to I need to promote Snow a little a bit."
It's
Um,
beautiful. It's a beautiful song and your voice is amazing.
thank
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
it was so cool, there was this radio station that contacted me, and they said, "We've been playing Snow a Little on our playlists, can you record something for the Coyote Bold Country?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, that's so cool." So it's being played and such, and the beauty about seasonal music is that it comes around once a year, people don't get sick of it because, you
Mhm.
know, it'll come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Um, so if for some reason it doesn't see the light that it should, then next year I'm definitely gonna push it a lot more, but,
Yeah.
um, I think it's gonna reach the people that it needs to. It's a very healing song because
Mhm.
healing
Definitely.
healing comes from humor, but also heart, and that's one thing that I wanna thread together with my content, with the stuff that I put out there into the world, like,
Yeah.
humor and heart.
Yes.
It's it's all the same.
Mm. Ah, you're a ray of sunshine. Thank you for joining me and shining on me. And yeah, you're amazing.
Mhm.
You're very inspiring and you make me want to just shake off my shackles and go for it. Mm,
Well, shake off your shackles, girl. Go for it. You deserve it. You are enough and you are important. And that's what everybody should know about themselves.
wonderful.
And thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it. It's a really fun conversation.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy Brooke, for joining me for this beautiful conversation and sharing the heart of humour with us. Here are the key takeaways. Number one, have fun, give yourself permission to play. It will lift your mood no matter what else is going on in your life. Number two, reinvent yourself. Be you, boo. Number three, embrace your human design to manifest with ease. Number four, meditate. It is the doorway to your higher self. Number five, rest is a revolution. Honor your energy levels, Queen. And thank you. And remember to like, subscribe, and share to Love Magic Miracles. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. It means a lot to me. These conversations are having such a positive ripple effect all around the world. So if you really enjoy them and want to spread those good vibes, please remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share with someone you care about today.